Hi, I'm Elizabeth Martinez, and I am doing my final presentation video and from the human sexuality class. The instructor is Dr. Romano, and my subject is on victims of incest. Incest is a sexual activity between family members and close relatives. This typically includes sexual activity between people in a blood relations, and sometimes those related by affinity, such as members of the same household, step relatives, or relatives by through adoption or marriage, or members of the same clan or lineage. Incest between an adult and a child is usually considered a form of sexual abuse and for many years has been the most reported form of incest. Father-daughter, stepfather, stepdaughter incest is the most commonly reported form of adult-child incest, the most of the remaining involving a mother or stepmother. The history of incest stemmed from long ago. Incest has been around forever. There were the godlike pharaohs marrying their sisters, Cleopatra marrying her younger brother, and her parents had also been brother and sister. There was Solomon's many wives were his sisters. But we don't hear a lot of those stories about incest and family abuse because it's usually held as a deep, dark, and dangerous secret. There are many effects on the victims of incest, and that would include for the effects on some of the survivors. They are left with either little or no self-esteem. Some of the social maladjustments arising from incest are alcoholism, drug addiction, self-injury, prostitution, sexual dysfunction, and suicide. Eating or sleeping disorders, migraines, back or stomach pains are just a few of the serious physical consequences that we may suffer. Food, sex, alcohol, and or drugs deepen these painful memories of the abuse and obscure reality temporarily. So they only help the pain that the victim feels inside just for a little bit, but it stays and it remains a pain that is stuck with you forever. And it's how you deal with it to continue life in the strength of the mind. Incest, a lot of what the incest victims do also is if they are told that the reason that they were even sexually abused was because you're so attractive, you were abused because you're just so beautiful. What happens is these victims turn around and they become overeaters and they become very heavy and obese so that they can use that as a defense for nobody to approach them sexually. So they shift their whole life around and torture themselves because of what they were told for many years. And then little by little they destroy themselves. In the Bible, And by law, incest is forbidden. And a lot of the reports of incest are actually not reported because it's such a secret, and it's in the household of the people who you live with. So most of the time, it's not even mentioned. Some won't even mention it ever till their death. Again, this is a big problem in America, and it causes a lot of pain and suffering for the victims and families and friends and co-workers and people that are friends with these victims are saddened by the whole thing. Again, it's God's word in having a healthy sexual lifestyle is the best we can do, is follow the Lord and God's word, again, to prevent all of these horrible sex acts. Again, I thank you.